guys, so as you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to film what I eat in a day. I haven't done one of these for a while. I'm just going to do it very casual vlog style like I usually do, which you guys seem to enjoy. So yeah, I'm just going to take you around today as I'm eating, which is basically what my vlogs mostly consist of, so not much is going to be different here. I actually had so many requests to make this video recently, which is really strange. I think a lot of you guys have been commenting on my videos and my Instagram about whether or not I've been changing up my diet, what exercise I've been doing, and a lot of you wanted to know kind of the things that I eat. So at the beginning of the year I did veganuary, which I've finally learned how to say about 6 months later, and I kind of just did it because I thought it would be a good little challenge. I'm a vegetarian anyway, I have been for about 10 years now. But yeah, I started doing that at the beginning of the year, and it's something that I have carried on up until now. I wouldn't say I'm a complete vegan. I don't really like the word vegan because I think it's more about a lifestyle choice than a dietary one. So I kind of just cut out all dairy and animal products. Sometimes I still eat a few things. I feel like if you really want something, there's no point denying yourself because you're just going to think about it and crave it anyway. But it is something that I'm a bit more conscious of now, and especially when I'm buying food and cooking food at home, I don't really like to bring any animal products or dairy into my house. So if I'm out and I eat something, I don't beat myself up about it. But I think it's really made me realise what I was putting into my body. It's made me think a lot more about the kind of food that I'm eating, especially when you go to check an ingredient in something and you just notice all the other crap and stuff that are inside all the things that I've been eating. So I think it's more just about knowing what you're putting in your body and being more conscious of that. So I've enjoyed that aspect of it a lot. Also, a lot of you guys have been asking whether or not I'm exercising and losing weight. Honestly, I think it's more just the fact that it's summer and I'm wearing less clothes. We all know that I am not the fitness bunny, that's for sure. I don't really enjoy exercising, although I say that I never really did enjoy exercising up until kind of recently, and it stemmed from something the complete opposite of wanting to look better or lose weight or things like that. And it's not really something that I talk much about on my channel because it's not something that I know how to really talk about. I am an incredibly anxious person. I have it all my life, ever since I was a child. I remember going into school lunches when I was at primary school, basically having little mini panic attacks every day, which at the time I had no idea what they were or why that was happening. But yeah, it's something that I've had to kind of deal with all my life, and at times I've been better at it, at times I've been worse. This year has been probably the hardest I've ever had to deal with my anxiety. I feel like it's kind of taken over my life a little bit, and it's sort of controlling a lot of the things that I do. You guys might have noticed that I haven't really been traveling a lot because that brings it out in me. I haven't been doing a lot of big things. Yeah, but it's something that I'm working on. I talk to someone about it. It just comes and goes, really, I think, with different things that are happening in my life at the time. So the point of me bringing that up is that I was getting to a point where I could feel this anxiety in my body. And if you guys have ever suffered from anxiety like that, you know that there's just this feeling that overtakes you. It feels like a very physical symptom, even though it is coming from your mind. But I was just feeling absolutely awful, and I thought about doing some running. Just moving my body seemed to kind of make those feelings a little bit more subdued. And I found an app which I think is run by or created by the NHS, and it's called Couch to 5K. I'm sure many of you guys have heard about it. Maybe some of you have tried it and are doing it. And yeah, I just started off with the first week, which basically teaches you how to run. You start off doing kind of like 1 minute runs, and then you walk for a few minutes, and I struggled so much. I was so very out of breath and turned completely red and purple actually, but I liked it. I kind of like the challenge of getting through it, and I've been doing it now for, let me see, I'm on week 5, so I've been doing it for a little while, and I can now run for about 16 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm proud of myself. I feel like that's quite an achievement considering before I could barely make it to 60 seconds of running. So that's the kind of movement and exercise that I've been doing, with the intention of it just kind of making me feel better inside, and it really has. It doesn't completely fix everything that I'm feeling and that's wrong with me, but it definitely gives me something to focus on, and I like that. So I hope that answers some questions for you guys. Now let's talk about food. It's a little bit later than I would usually start my day. It's about 9ish now. And I've just made myself a cup of tea. I always start my day with something warm and tea-like, whether that's just normal builder's tea or some hot water and lemon. I made myself some mint tea today. I have this little mint plant here in my kitchen, which is amazing because it just keeps growing and you can pick a few leaves off. I like to just throw them in a cup and pour some hot water over the top. And it just makes a really nice kind of fresh, minty little tea, which I really prefer to the tea bags. I feel like mint tea bags never really taste like the real thing. So yeah, that's what I've started off my day with today, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some breakfast now. So I have the biggest sweet tooth when it comes to breakfast foods. Not so much in the rest of the day or the evening, but when it's breakfast time, I just want to eat sweet things. So I'm actually gonna make pancakes this morning. Pancakes are one of my favorite things, of course, who doesn't love a pancake? And yeah, I found it tricky to find a really good vegan pancake recipe, but I finally came across one, and I've made it quite a few times now and I really like it. So I'm going to show you how I make them. So I've just made up the batter and let this rest for a little bit. There is not a lot in here because I just cut down the recipe to serve one person. Sometimes I make the whole thing and then kind of keep them in the fridge, or make more pancakes and freeze them for later, but I've just done it for one, which I think is like 2 pancakes today. So in here I have a 1/4 cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, a 1/4 cup of any kind of milk. I used almond milk, and then a teaspoon of coconut oil, 2 teaspoons of applesauce in here. I actually just make my own, which is super easy. You just have to cut up a cooking apple and then pour some water over it, add a little bit of cinnamon, and cook that for about 15 minutes. And then I just chuck all of that in my Vitamix to blend it up, and you basically have yourself some really tasty applesauce that doesn't have any sugar that they put inside the tinned and jarred ones. Sounds complicated, but it's really not. There's not a lot to this at all. They're super quick and really easy to make. Pancakes. I just finished making these. I appreciate that they look like an absolute mess because I just destroyed them with some almond butter. So I had some frozen raspberries. I just popped them in the microwave quickly with a little bit of water to make like a raspberry sauce kind of thing. And then yeah, I mixed the almond butter up with some water too, just to make it go a little bit further, and it makes it a bit thinner too, so it's easier to kind of coat your pancakes with them, kind of like a syrupy sort of thing. So good. I'm so looking forward to eating these now. So it's about lunchtime now. I'm gonna make myself something to eat because I'm hungry again. I did have a little snack earlier. I had 2 plums. They were so sour, I was like eating them. I don't have a lot of time for lunch. I need to go out in a minute. I'm gonna make some toast, which is usually what I have for lunch, some like variation of toast with something on top of it, just because it's so quick and easy. I have this bread, which is so good. It's my favorite thing. It's vegan and gluten-free, but it actually doesn't taste like cardboard, which is amazing. So I'm gonna have 2 slices of that. Let's go wild. So this is weird, but it tastes really, really good, trust me. So I'm gonna mash up some white beans with some hummus, and also a little bit of salt and pepper. Kind of burnt the toast there a little bit, never mind. So I've mashed that up, and then I've cut up some cucumber to go on top. So I'm just gonna put this on to there. And then last and most important ingredient, some sriracha. Just a little bit of this. I do not have the best tolerance for spicy things, but I like the way this tastes on top of here. Okay, I said it was gonna be weird, but I would honestly eat this every single day for lunch if I could. I probably do, actually, at least 4 days out of the week. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna eat for lunch today. So I've just got back home and I picked up a coffee on the way back. This is just a black coffee because apparently I drink black coffee now. But while I was in Starbucks getting my coffee, I was just casually looking over at the cake section, and I noticed they had this, which I've never seen before, and apparently it's vegan. So that's kind of cool that there are quite a few more vegan options on the high street now, since Pret brought out the vegan cookie, which is honestly the best thing ever. I've seen way more options out and about. So yeah, this is a raspberry chocolate cake. Not your healthiest of snacks, but doesn't that look so cute? Look at the little thing. It's also Just gotten a bit squashed as well, sitting in my bag. I'm gonna eat this now because why not? That tastes amazing. Anyway, back to work. So it is finally the end of the day, which means it's dinner time, my favourite time of the day. It's about 7 o'clock now, which is usually when I start to think about getting around to dinner, which is probably a bit later than I would like, but that's where we're at. I'm gonna do something that I usually do around the beginning of the week, which is make a big batch of something that I can put in the fridge or the freezer and basically eat for the rest of the week. So I only really have to do one big evening of cooking, and then I can just heat everything up for the rest of the week, which I definitely like. Lazy girl hack for sure. You do have to end up eating the same thing for the whole week, but I don't really mind doing that too much. And it's just super easy and quick. So today I'm gonna make a spinach and chickpea curry. Oh, I've also made myself a little pre-dinner cooking snack. Edamame pods and salt are so good. Again, this is literally one of the easiest things to make. I do really like to make my own food. I like to cook things from scratch whenever I can, but I do like things to be simple and easy. So I've just got a chili here, some garlic, some ginger, an onion, some spices, and then of course chickpeas and some tomato. Oh yeah, and spinach too. So here it is. This is my dinner. I just made a little bit of quinoa to go alongside this. I actually prefer quinoa to rice, and I think it's a bit more filling. This whole meal is actually super filling. So I have some quinoa there, and I just put a little bit of avocado on the top because why not? Why not? This also wouldn't be a proper what I eat in a day for me without some kind of avocado featuring. So as for the chickpea curry, it's so quick and easy to make. I basically chopped up the chili and then I grated the garlic and grated the ginger as well. This just makes life so much easier. It's so quick. Popped that all into a saucepan with the spices and then added the chopped tomatoes, the chickpeas and the spinach, and that is literally it. So simple. Also made enough so that now I have 3 portions and I can literally just eat this for the rest of the week and be super lazy. So I'm happy about that. So guys, thank you for coming along with me today and letting me show you what I eat. I'm gonna leave either links or recipes and things like that, all the information that I'm sure you guys are gonna ask me in the info box down below. Yeah, that is it for today's video. I might have a sneaky chocolate button later, but I'm gonna get into my pajamas, take my makeup off and go and watch Love Island. So I feel like we're gonna end the filming for today. So thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments as well if you like this kind of video and you want to see me do it on a more regular basis, or do you guys prefer what I eat in a days or what I eat in a week? I feel like in a week there's a lot to talk about and a lot of info to put in, but maybe that's what you guys prefer. So let me know which type of videos you do like. And yeah, that is it. I think I'm gonna stop talking now. I will see you all soon. Bye. You know I was gonna do it.